Hey, Slash Hey Buckaroos, how the heck are you? New Year's Eve at the pub. I just got home from work a little bit ago. Boy, man, I'm hurting tonight. It's on a 5 day stretch. I know that's not unusual for folks to have to do, but I'm old. Everything are standing up for 10 hours. Uh, at least starting the week that way. For the last three shifts weren't quite as long, but doing those 2 10+ hour days in a row and then three more afterwards. Boy, oh boy. Anyways, I won't complain anymore. It is we're getting close to New Year's. My wife and I are going to do something this year, and we just realized that we had never just the two of us. So let me make sure this is working over here. It is. All right. Set that down there. I grabbed a couple things. I'm not sure how much I'll end up drinking tonight, but I got a few extra things ready just in case we decide to keep going. I do want to show you something first, though. A gift. I had a gift from a couple friends, Walter and Deanna, and I've never seen these before. They're toothpicks or a single malt. Says single malt bourbon, single malt slash bourbon toothpicks, I guess. White birch, pure botanicals, real spirits. For every one tree we plant 100. At a company out of Toronto, Ontario. So there we go. How about that? Now let's see if I can get them open here. Oh wow! I may not actually use one. I don't want to mess them up. Oh, okay. They're in little thingies. All right. So a little tube there. I will go ahead and pull one out then. Hate to waste one, but we'll really want to check it out. The gravy. Can't get it out. Go. Oh wow. They smell like whiskey. They smell like whiskey, by golly, they do. Let me show you that there. Let me set it down over here. My dad used to chew on toothpicks, so I'm going to put this off to the side, use it later. But you really can smell the whiskey on there. So thank you, Walter and Deanna. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So, but since they were, it's that single malt, the bourbon single malt, I kind of compromised in the middle there. Typically, if it's a single malt, they mean Scotch, but it said bourbon, and I don't know that there's a such thing as a single malt bourbon. But anyway, I had the Switchgrass Spirits. It's an American single malt whiskey, so it is a single malt. It's barrel proof, limited release. I've had this for a while. Actually, I got this on our vacation last year, so I've had this bottle for well over a year. Limited release. It's 111.3 proof, and it is just really good. I've got about 2 ounces in there. My old Lives Matter glass. Oh wow! Forgot how much I like this whiskey. Boy, it's good. Extremely approachable at that 111 and change. Some comments that I've missed here. Let me see if I can go back to them. What's up? Just says, hey, how you doing? Someone says, yo, Grandpa. I'll take that as a compliment. Parmander says, where are you from? I've got it in front of my thingy there, and I can't read it. I can't read the comments there. Anyway, I don't know why that jumped up on there. Jeff. Not sure why I'm still awake, but I'm watching. I'm not sure either, Jeff, because I know you're an hour later than I am. So, Slancha, man, good to hear from you. I'm glad you're doing all right. All right. So, this is a very nicely done whiskey, though. A Switchgrass out of St. Louis, Missouri. and set that down because I did pour a beer to pair it with. And I was going to grab this one. And I said, no, I'll save it for another day. And I said, no, I really want it. I think I've got one can left. And I was really mad at myself for not buying 2 4-packs, but I wasn't aware of what I was buying at the time. I didn't realize it was brewed by Hardywood. It is a Trader Joe's beer, the JoJo's Chocolate Vanilla Cream Stout. Can't remember the price on it, but it was relatively inexpensive, 9.2%. You show you that can. Oh man, it is gorgeous. The nose, just, I mean, if you're not don't know, JoJo's is basically Trader Joe's version of an Oreo. They're just better. So you get these big, deep, dark chocolate notes, that vanilla cream. Oh my God, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm not typically a fan of this type of beer, but man, it is so good. It was a couple months ago or a month and a half ago or something like that when we were in the Kansas City area. Oh man, it is good. I'm going to set that down and focus on this whiskey again, though. I could have put it in a Glencairn. I've got various versions, but I decided I'd use my old Lives Matter glass. Just for shits and grins, being an old guy. I turned 60 this year. Someone the other day thought I was only 50, so I took that as a compliment. Only 50, son of a gun. All right, dude. That person's going to be a friend. A little gnat flying around. I was trying to keep her from getting in my beer there. Trying to find a coaster, but I couldn't find my coaster there. Cover that up while I drink this here. Somebody is dead set on calling me grandpa. Anyways, well, how you doing? If you want to need a grandpa, hey man, I'm definitely a grandpa. I'm certainly old enough to be one. I do have grandchildren. Can't read that comment there. It's not letting me get to it. But anyway, this whiskey. I talked to you about this whiskey. Switchgrass Spirits, American Single Malt Whiskey. They tell you to look for notes of honey, tobacco, and pecan. And yes, I agree with all that. I just like to put a finer point on it. I also feel like I'm getting almost some fudge-like notes, chocolate fudge-like notes in there as well. Tobacco, more like think cigar tobacco, and pecan, yeah. Think praline, if you will. It's just a beautifully done whiskey. And I like to buy small, and I like to buy as local as humanly possible. So that fits the bill on both. I worked a 5-day run. I am really tired. But I am off tomorrow and the 1st. So I thought, well, let's do a little bit this evening. I can do a lot. Like I said earlier, my wife and I kind of committed ourselves to going out on New Year's Eve. And I was thinking, well, we haven't done that in a long time. And I realized we'd actually never done it. And we've talked about it on several occasions, but there's always something that came up where we couldn't. And then good friends of ours, I should say, Josh and Rebecca. Local, I don't know if they want me mentioning their names, so I'm just going to say Event Center. Is one of my favorite local musicians, kind of a local legend, actually. He may even be a regional, might even be a national. No, nationally, I don't know. But around these parts, he really is legendary. Vic Vaughn, I believe that the current band is sold out. And The guy's just amazing. One of the first acts that I saw when I first moved to town back in '92. But it's a venue. The venue really, you would think more of country artists, uh, but they booked him for New Year's. So I was talking to my friend Josh about it, and he had purchased tickets for both my wife and I. So I said, "Well, I guess we're going." Tickets weren't much though. I mean, they were $20, and it comes with a meal. So I mean, hell, you can't beat that for a New Year's thing. Hell, and it is close to home. And I told him in advance that we weren't going to make it till midnight, but I'm going to try to make it till at least 10 anyway. The band doesn't start till 9, or the main band doesn't start till 9. So I'm going to listen to at least one set, even if that takes me to 10:30, 11. I do want to hear one full set because I haven't heard him in a while. And man, this guy is just one of the best guitar players you'll ever hear, signed or not. And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, some of the best musicians out there you never get to hear. Not everybody gets signed, and it's not always talent that gets signed. Sometimes it's just a look. It was back in the '90s, I guess. Can't remember the year now. Somewhere in the mid '90s, I was thinking that they did a documentary on Delta blues musicians, and they found R.L. Burnside, who'd been around forever, never hit the big time at that moment anyway. And they put him on camera, and all of a sudden, man, it just blew up. I mean, R.L. Burnside became a star. And I think that's true for just about every town and every genre of music. I mean, you can pick one town, you're going to find out one guy that just shines. And for this town, actually, there's several of those musicians. Again, depending on what genre you're interested in. But Vic Vaughn, if you're talking rock, classic rock, or soul or blues, there is nobody better. So I'm really excited about this show. And again, I don't want to mention the name of the venue, but I expect the crowd to be more my age as well, right? It's that kind of place where it's mostly older folks. I don't expect to see many under 40s, but because it's him, he might be bringing a certain crowd. I know he's about my age as well. I think a couple years younger, but oh man, so yeah, at our old age, my wife and I, or my old age, I'm not going to tell you how old my wife is, but at my old age, yeah, we're deciding to go out on New Year's Eve. Something we've never done. I've actually looked. I didn't look into it this year. Never crossed my mind, and we made these plans kind of late. But in years past, I've looked for hotel packages. And it seemed like there was when our kids were little, there were always those things, but we could never go to the events because our kids were little. But now that we're empty nested, I keep looking for hotel things, where they've got somebody. And this Springfield used to do a lot of those at one point, but they just don't anymore. Just as I recently drank a bourbon from, I can't read that, Cathedral Ledge. I posted to drinking whiskey. Okay, I'll take a look at it, Jeff, later. I'll take a look, man. I hadn't had that whiskey in a while. I almost opened a new bottle. I did. I was real close to it because I was, to do with the toothpick and all. And now I've got so many open bottles I really need to finish because and that's the problem is I want to keep trying something new. And I've got, I don't have a lot of unopened bottles. I think I've got like 6, but I do have some, but I do have more than that open that I really need to use. So trying to finish some stuff up. I am getting low, starting to get low on this one, as you can see. And once they get to a certain point, you really got to kill them. So that's going to be my goal. Like I said, I am off the 31st and the first, work the second, but then I'm off the third and fourth. So, oh, Let me finish this whiskey up, and I'm going to focus my attention on that beer for a minute. Oh, yeah, the aromatics on that beer is just insane. We were mostly there picking up food and spices and stuff to get us through the holidays. So I wanted to grab a few things, but I wasn't spending a lot of time looking. I just have, in fact, I'd walked right by it because I don't, when I saw JoJo, I'm not typically a fan of adjunct laden products. Just not what I'm looking for. But I said, yeah, I'll go ahead and grab it. I don't know why I didn't notice the Hardywood on there. Had I noticed it was brewed by Hardywood, I'd have bought at least two. And I don't know when I'll get a chance to get back there. Because unfortunately, Springfield doesn't have a Trader Joe's. I'll pour the rest of that in there and focus all my attention on this beer until it's gone. Oh, mercy. But yeah, my old body is beat up. I always work Friday, but I don't typically work Saturday. Those are the 2 long days. So I don't typically work them back to back. And when I do, I typically have that Sunday after off so I can rest. But this time I worked the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, I didn't work Thursday. Did I work Thursday? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, didn't work Thursday. Worked on Friday. Excuse me. I worked the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Those 5 straight. I'm off the Wednesday and Thursday. So, but boy, I'm just I've been sore. But since I knew I was off tomorrow, I opted for alcohol and not have some alcohol and not a muscle relaxer. Last night I had to have a muscle relaxer. I was in so much pain. Oh. Oh, that is nice. That beer is so nice. You get a lot of vanilla. Just again, that vanilla, it does give you that JoJo illusion, right? That dark chocolate cookie, that vanilla cream in the middle. This is amazing. This is one of the best novelty, let's say novelty imperial stouts I've ever had. It is absolutely gorgeous. Oh gosh. I was supposed to work out tomorrow, and I usually like to. And I was going to, but I was in so much pain tonight that I'm just gonna. Well, my worry was that if I went and worked out, I'd be in so much pain that I wouldn't enjoy tomorrow night. And since my wife and I had done anything like this before, I really didn't want to be, in extreme pain the whole time. Well, I am hurting. I got home as soon as I got everything, got all my shoes and clothes off, got some jammies on. Well, I took a shower, got some jammies on, but boy, my feet are just killing me tonight. When I work the nights, I typically, especially if I'm working the next day, I fix something to eat quickly and then call it an evening. But since I am off tomorrow, I got some chicken thighs out earlier. Although I read the package wrong, I thought because I had both in the freezer, I had both bone in and boneless chicken thighs. But I looked at the package wrong, so I accidentally got the bone in thighs. But I got them seasoned and defrosted. We're gonna do some chicken and waffles this evening. It seemed like for most of the time my wife and I have been married that I was always working very early. Of course, there was that period of time where I was working graveyards, but that's it. But most of the time I had to get up early, like 5 o'clock or earlier. And then for the 5 years previous, before giving all my attention to my current gig, I'd get up at 5:30, be at work at 6. And I didn't know that I'd be able to really shift things around, to be able to function at night, but I actually do better, because I don't have to get up uh, and get dressed quickly and get to work. Now I can, ease into the day. I didn't know that I would enjoy working evenings as much as I do, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I had the boneless thighs. You could use chicken breasts. I mean, I've even made chicken and waffles using wings. In all honesty, you can use whatever you want. And I actually have wings. I've got chicken breasts, chicken thighs, boneless and not boneless in the freezer. But I thought I grabbed the boneless, but I grabbed the bone in. So it'll be fine. I'll just have to cook them a little longer. It's okay. It'll be all right. We'll make do. I can eat around the bone. It'll be fine. But I did decide to do something a little different with them. I have a very specific breading that I usually use, and very specific seasoning. But I decided to do a beer batter on these, which I've never done for chicken and waffles. It's a little unusual, I know. But I wanted to try this beer batter. I used my seasoning on the chicken itself, but it stayed pretty simple on the beer batter. So looking forward to trying that to see how it turns out. All right, y'all. Well, I better get to fixing my dinner. Thank you for tuning in. I am Tom, the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and I'm also Tom, the whiskey whisperer, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Watch ya.